Here we go again at the cost of tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to the taxpayers. Donald Trump is being forced to come back to his old stomping ground of Manhattan again, this time to be deposed by Letitia James in a civil suit. Now, leave it to the government to be this inefficient. She couldn't have done it when he was here like last week. It's unbelievable. Right, because then it wouldn't get its own day of media and the whole cycle of getting Trump again. Also, they couldn't have done this the last time he was deposed over the same thing like a couple months ago. No, can't do that. Trump's lawyers say he will answer questions this time. Well, so many on the left are convinced that they got him this time.
I called it. Did you? We feel good. I said he would be held criminally responsible.
Right. Look at how excited they are. I mean, The View is actually a nonpartisan body, but there should be no surprise. Many of these people involved in this persecution, let's call it, literally campaigned on it. If you don't think so, I can't help you. You live under a rock.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass.
I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president.
We need to focus on Donald Trump. We need to follow his money.
What is fueling my soul right now is Trump.
This illegitimate president. I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him, and then going home.
Well, she seems nice. That's Letitia James, the now Attorney General of the Empire State, campaigning on getting Trump. Well, now she's continuing to follow through on her campaign promises, which is actually weird because Democrats never follow through on anything except for this. Now, keep in mind, they are deliberately doing this in the least fiscally responsible way possible. Just so you know, folks, moving a president, even a former one, it's like moving a carrier battle group. You've got to close airspaces and airports and highways. And in a place like the financial capital of the world with 12 million people, Letitia James is sentencing New Yorkers, the people that she was elected by. She's sentencing them to mayhem. I mean, there's huge financial implications to this, too. They're going to cause delays all over the city just because she doesn't like the man. Great job, lady. Oh yeah, and they don't want Jim Jordan asking any questions about it either, so that's that. This is par for the course since like 2017, though. The first day of his presidency, this was the cover of the Washington Post, the case for impeachment. The dude hadn't even made it to the White House yet. And since that day, they're becoming increasingly more crazed by the mere existence of Trump. They've ramped it up, and since he declared again, obviously, because they're hoping that all this noise will just add straws to the camel's back that will eventually break the people's support for him. I mean, look, sure, there's some people out there who absolutely hate the controversy around Trump. But they loved their 401ks under him. They liked paying $2 a gallon for gas, and he was at the helm. They like not worrying about getting hit by a missile from like Russia or North Korea or Iran. These people hate Trump just because he's an obstacle in the liberal agenda. That's all. And like Trump said since day one.
Always remember, they are coming after me because I am fighting for you. That's what's happening.
Yep, they do the same thing with others, but Trump has inspired an entirely new brand of fighters. Look at Elon Musk just the other day.
Hang on a second. You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And
well, then how did you see the hateful content? You can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet, and yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Well,
that's false.
No, what I
You just lied.
No.
Go home. Elon absolutely wrecked that guy. You are done, dude. Look, if you're going to interview a genius, you probably better bring receipts or at least prepare. I mean, that underprepared sycophant is most of the media, actually. But now, look, Elon is his own type of genius and certainly was never like some super MAGA, but his new outlook to fight back has actually been inspired by the cultural movement that Donald Trump started when he came down that escalator in 2015. Whether he acknowledges it or not. And the media is missing all this. They don't care, and they don't even try to understand why people support Donald Trump. They just know that they personally don't like him, and therefore he must be destroyed because he doesn't let them get away with running the narrative on whatever they want all the time. Look, is the guy perfect? No. But am I? Absolutely not. But I'm not exactly seeking spiritual advice from him. I want the economy we had pre-COVID. I want psychopathic dictators all over the world to be afraid of us, and I want our trade partners to hold the U.S. dollar as their standard. And if the guy who can deliver that didn't pay his taxes in like 1982 or whatever they say, I just don't care. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. The same party going after him for that said nothing when the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, Charlie Rangel, committed tax fraud as a congressman and a number of other massive ethical violations. Look, did Trump have an affair? Maybe, maybe not. He's not my pastor. But now do Bill Clinton. Liberals literally started MoveOn.org because of that. Because it wasn't important to them and they wanted you to move on. Well, look in the mirror. You see why I don't care about any of this stuff? It's a joke. It's all noise. It makes zero difference to me. But those are all the tactics. Look at the strategy in this case, particularly this one. It's about cutting his money. Letitia James is going after Donald Trump's ability to be independent because of the financials of his business. It's not just Donald Trump, but anybody in his family, anybody in the Trump family has enormous resources to be able to defend themselves, thankfully, against these Soviet-style attacks. And it makes liberals absolutely insane because they won't give up. Letitia James is using her office, funded by taxpayers, in an attempt to cut off some of the... Look, she's trying to cut off some of the resources that they have. I just don't care if you like Trump, if you don't like Trump. I really don't care if you voted for him or not at this point. Even if you favor another candidate in the primary, I don't care. None of that matters right now. This is the battle now. The primary is like a year away. But if you and we don't stand up for him on this, imagine what emboldened Letitia James and her ilk are going to do to you and I who don't have billions of dollars to defend ourselves.